Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be lies, several white lies, and more lies. I've got an email. This is from a guy. He says he's read 3% Man 10 to 15 times. He's got a girlfriend for the past 9 months. And I guess about a few months ago, he moved to another state. And she moved with him to that new state, and then they moved in together. And so recently, there's been a few times where he's caught her in some little white lies, talked to her about it, told her how important integrity and honesty was to him in a relationship. And on multiple occasions, she's basically turned right around and pretty much done the same thing. And so what she did admit to him was that in her family, she grew up in a real strict family, and so she was constantly having to hide things and deceive her parents. So here we got a woman that grew up basically lying to survive in her family so she didn't get punished. And so this is part of her nature now. This is who she is. Now she's an adult, and so she's got multiple decades of this kind of behavior. And obviously her boyfriend, and any man with common sense, would not be happy about his woman lying to him, because the reality is love cannot exist where there is no trust. If you can't trust that what the other person is telling you is the truth, you can't have a good, healthy, normal relationship based on integrity, trust, honesty. And the reality is, if somebody's lying about little things, what are the big things that they're probably lying about? The big things, and the question is, what are those? What lies are they lying about and getting away with that you don't know about? This is not how you want to go through life in a relationship, because you'd be sleeping with one eye open the rest of your life. So he's kind of because the reality is, if a woman loves you and respects you and she has integrity and she values you and she doesn't want to lose you, she will change her behavior for you. She will submit to you, like it says in the Bible. But a woman who doesn't have any integrity, you set healthy boundaries, like this guy's done in this case. He set healthy boundaries, and she continues to violate them. And at some point, you have to enforce those boundaries and let her know that if her behavior continues, at some point, you're going to be like, I've given you multiple chances, and lying is just obviously part of your nature. You're not willing to do anything about it, and I can't be in a relationship with somebody that's a liar. It just doesn't work for me. So he's fast approaching situations where he's going to have to enforce the healthy boundary, and she might not be capable of turning things around. She might not be capable of being honest, and that's on her. But as a man, you got to set and enforce healthy boundaries. And when you come across people that have low integrity, you give those people the benefit of the doubt. You give them the opportunity to redeem themselves and change their behavior. And people that are redeemable and that will change their behavior are worth keeping around. And those that won't, they're going to have to go on down the road. And the only thing that's going to correct their behavior is when they run into enough people with integrity that they're not able to get away with that behavior. But some people, that'll just be a way of life. Liars lie, and liars are attracted to other liars. And if somebody's unwilling to change their behavior, that's not your fault. It's something their family screwed them up with. So you can't take any ownership of that. But you have to recognize things as they are and not just sweep it under the rug and hope it gets better. So with that said, let's go through his email. He says, "Hello, Coach. I'm a big fan of your material. In the past, I read and listened to 3% Man at least 10 to 15 times. And as a result, I was able to secure a relationship with a lovely woman that I have been dating now for approximately 9 months. Funny enough, things move." I want to hear that word lovely. I just think of the lovely Lisa Page. Funny enough, things moved very quickly, and I had the opportunity of a lifetime to come up and to relocate from my home state of North Carolina to Colorado. I'm working as a music director in an MTB. I don't know what an MTB is. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. Ski, rock climbing coach, and are at a ritzy private school and I'm provided with housing, food, and a comfortable salary. The benefits, which are housing and food, are also available to my partner. Pretty cool. You live in Colorado, you get to ski. I get it. Great lifestyle. Why not? Things moved quickly in my relationship, and as a result, my girlfriend moved across the country with me. Things have been going so well. We have a great time together. She is a good communicator and an all-around good woman. Well, that's kind of in doubt, obviously. He says, we hang out, have fun, and hook up. She has had some trauma, i.e. sexual and physical, in her past, which I believe is now playing out and sabotaging our relationship. In the past, there was a scenario in which she faked an orgasm with me and fessed up to it right after. Yeah, that's a major party foul. You don't want to be with a girl who's faking an orgasm. It's like, come on. He says, when this happened, I didn't lose my cool, but explained how it made me feel, how dishonesty in our relationship is wrong, and I forgive her, but would appreciate it if she did not lie to me in the future. Well, you want to phrase that and to her when something like this happens. It's like, I'm willing to forgive you, but this can't happen again. That's just not cool. I don't want to be with somebody who's going to be dishonest about something simple like an orgasm. It's like, come on. We're here to meet each other's needs, and you're faking enjoying an orgasm. It's like, how is that going to help me help you meet your needs? It's like, that's just immature. And that's just ratchet behavior, and I don't want to be with a ratchet. That's just not cool. So if you want to keep me as your man, you need to don't ever fucking do that again. You might have to drop the F-bomb. I know I would. But I get myself in trouble sometimes, but that's okay. I want to stress that I am a very active participant in the bedroom, and since this incident, I believe she is very satisfied. You never know. I was able to forgive her and move on from this. Well, just remember, love cannot exist where there is no trust, and character is destiny. Within the past 2 weeks, she decided to purchase some, because I just did a video, I think it was last week, about, it's like, at what point do you, I can't remember, do you dump somebody that's dishonest or something like that? Because it was something similar. The woman, when do you dump, at what point do you dump a woman who violates your boundaries? And this woman just kept violating this guy's boundaries. She would promise to change her behavior. She would for a while. And then she'd go right back to the same ratchet behavior. And finally, he was like, that's it. I'm done. We're finished. And he stuck to it. I'm real proud of that guy. Because men like that are the only type of people who are going to be able to correct that kind of behavior. Now, that particular woman, she might not ever change, but every time she comes across a guy like that who has integrity, he's not going to put up with her BS. He's going to just send her on down the road because he doesn't have to put up with it. Life's too short. He says, within the past 2 weeks, she decided to purchase some edible marijuana gummies, given that we live in Colorado and it is legal here. Woohoo! I have experimented with weed in the past. Of course, I would never do anything like that. And it is not really my thing. Neither is drinking. It doesn't bother me if people choose to indulge responsibly. I'd agree. However, she was taking the edibles and not telling me about them. 10 came in the box, and upon checking the stash, I noted that several were missing. Ooh. Eventually, after a day of rock climbing, I caught her in the act of eating one. I said, something smells fruity. I smell fruitiness. And she commented that she had just put on a new deodorant. Damn. You know she's taking an edible, and she's like, oh, it's my new deodorant. You see how easy it is for her? It's like, it really sounds like somebody that just growing up and just constantly lying to her family that's how she learned to survive. This is her nature. This is what she learned from her parents. This is what happens when parents create an environment where the kids can't come and be honest because they get punished. Or the parents are extremely strict, and then what happens is the kids just lie and cover it up and don't say anything because mom and dad can't handle the truth anyways. So the deodorant's a lie, and he says, I called her out on it. We proceeded to have a discussion about trust, transparency, and being honest, And I took a half a gummy just to ease her fear that I am so anti-weed. So it's cool that you had one with your girl, but I mean, now here she is the second time, just lying about something that's kind of ridiculous. Oh, it's my deodorant. I don't want to tell my boyfriend that I took one of those gummies. It's like, so I'm just saying it's my deodorant? Come on. So I would just say, look, it's like, this is the second time I've caught you lying to me. It's like, that's not cool. It's like, love cannot exist where there is no trust. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that just lies like it's not a big deal. That's just not, if you want to keep me as your man, that shit's going to stop. And if you don't knock it off, we will be finished. I love you. And the thought of that just crushes my soul. But it's like, I'm not going to be with somebody that's going to lie to me about all these little things. Because if you're lying about little things, you're lying about big things. And love can't exist where there is no trust. So that's a deal breaker for me. And you're doing things that are endangering our relationship. And there'll be no coming back from it. If we break up over your continued dishonesty, there'll be no second, third, fourth reconciliation. It will be over. And you'll have to find yourself a new man. He says, from this conversation, the big takeaways were that I don't mind if you do it. Just tell me about it and be honest. Common sense, right? People with integrity, that makes total sense. He says their explanation for this was that she lived in a very strict household and often had to lie to cover her tracks to prevent getting in trouble. It's understandable, but now she's an adult. It's time to put her big girl pants on and treat her man with respect and honesty and integrity. And she's not doing that. She's jeopardizing the future of your relationship with this continued behavior. And if it doesn't stop, she won't be your girlfriend anymore. It's simple as that. And you won't be giving her it. If you break up over lies and dishonesty because she continually does it, then that tells me she doesn't respect. If I was him, that would tell me that she doesn't respect me, she doesn't value our relationship, and she ain't interested in submitting and changing this ratchet behavior for me. That's fine, but you're not going to be my girl if you're not willing to do that. Simple as that. He says, I know her parents have hid information from her in the past, including big life events, including a previous marriage and divorce. So she comes from a family of habitual liars. Character's destiny. That's who she is. That's who her family is. They lie to each other. They can't be honest. Even about little things. Well, I mean, that's a big thing, obviously, that they had previous marriage and divorce, but it's like... So the parents, their logic was, hey, we'll just not tell our child about a previous marriage and divorce. We'll just pretend like it never happened. So our whole relationship and our whole family will be built upon a lie. And so what did they do? They thought this is going to protect our child. What it did was it turned the child into be exactly like them. No integrity. This is so disappointing. It's kind of like the nonsense when people go, oh, we're staying in the marriage for the kids. And the kids grow up fucked up. And they're like, gee, I wonder what happened. Wonder why that is. Today, after I saw her out the door to work, after our CrossFit workout, I checked the stash. He checked the stash and noticed that a quarter of a gummy was missing, which leads me to suspect, I suspect, that she took one before going to work. Listen to this. She just started a new job as a nurse. Oh, that's great. It's really swell that my nurse, life and death decisions, is taking some marijuana before she goes to work. Probably not a good idea. Oops, I'm sorry. I accidentally killed that patient, doctor. Or took a little bit of it one last night. Okay, well, we don't know. Sure enough, she did not mention anything about this. And it appears that our conversation from the other night and day meant nothing. So I don't see what the issue is with the stash. Because that kind of doesn't make sense. Did you tell her she's not allowed to have any of the stash unless she tells you or asks you for permission or something? Because that would seem a little unreasonable. Maybe I missed something here. Huh. So a quarter of a gummy is missing. And he's mad about it. Well, if she wanted a quarter of a gummy, I was like, what's the big deal? But if she lies about it, then that's a problem. So he says, I don't want to be perturbed and below my cool, but the fact that we just had a conversation about this and she's comfortable omitting details and lying to my face doesn't instill a sense of confidence. He says, what is your take on the situation? In the past, I have used moments of adversity as an opportunity to grow. However, this just kind of feels like a low blow. Honesty, trust, and integrity are important to me. I am conflicted on how to respond to this situation and would appreciate an outside point of view. Thanks for everything you do, Bob. Well, Bob, the last thing here about the Court of a Gummy, I don't see where the lie is here. It just seems like she, at least what you wrote in your email, it just seems like she took one and didn't tell you about it. But it's like, what should that matter? If you guys live together and it's the stash and you don't take the things anyways, she likes them, she takes them. It's like, really, what should it matter? However, if she does, it's like the thing with the deodorant. Oh, I smell something fruity. Oh, that's my new deodorant. And it's not true. So, like I said, this last thing about the Quarter of a Gummy, maybe you left something out. Maybe you confronted her about it and she lied about that to your face once again. I don't know. And you left those details out, but that paragraph doesn't make any sense to me. But the point being is, like I was saying earlier, it's that, like I said, I'm assuming you're just getting mad because she took it and didn't tell you. But at the end of the day, don't try to control things if that's what's going on here. But if you just have to be on the lookout now, because now your spidey sense is tingling, the hairs are standing up in the back of your neck, and you're wondering, okay, she faked an orgasm, she lied to my face after we had this conversation, and it appears she might do it again. So next time you catch her in a lie, that sucks, but the next time you catch her lying about something, you're going to have to let her know that if this behavior does not stop, she is endangering the future of your relationship, that you're going to break up with her and there'll be no coming back from it. And you're going to say, look, you're going to have to decide if you want me as your man, if you want to continue to have the privilege of having this sexy man as yours exclusively, then you're going to have to be honest with me. And I'm not going to tolerate white lies. I'm not going to tolerate you lying about orgasms in the bedroom, or lying to my face when I know you just took an edible and tell me that it's your deodorant. We just had this conversation about integrity, and you're like, you apologized, said it's not going to happen again, and then you did it again. All I can ascertain from your behavior is that you're dishonest. And if you're dishonest, I'm not going to stay with you. I don't want a liar as a girlfriend. That's just not going to. I certainly will not marry a woman who's a liar, and I will not have children with a woman who is a liar. Simple as that. So you're going to have to decide, what kind of a world do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a world with yours truly in it, or do you want to live in a world where you're single and you got dumped because you lied to your boyfriend multiple times? Because that's, it's getting to the point now where this is like the third or the fourth time I've caught you in a lie. You say you're going to change your behavior and you won't. And so if I give you multiple chances and you just continue to violate it and then promise to do something about it and then you do it again anyways, that tells me you don't love me. That tells me you don't value me. That tells me you don't respect me as a man. And I can't trust or be with a woman that lies to me. That's a deal breaker. So if this happens again, it's like, we're done. We're donesies. You're going to pack your shit and you're going to go back home, or you can get another place to live, but you won't be my girlfriend anymore. And I won't give you another chance because I'm not going to stay with a liar. That's where we're at. I love you. I hope you're not going to do this again, but you've done it multiple times, and quite frankly, your actions do not instill a lot of confidence in me. And so I'm really sad. I'm disappointed in you. I thought you were a better human being than this. And it's like, it's such a turnoff. It's like, I can't believe you're doing this, and you act like it's just not a big deal. I know you were raised in this environment. I know your parents are liars, and you lied. You're obviously behaving like a liar. And it's like, again, it's not going to work. We're not going to stay together if you're going to continue like this. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you one more chance. But if this happens again, it's like, you're gone. We're done. And there'll be no coming back from it. I hate saying that. It crushes my soul to think that, or to think about you not in my life. But I'm not going to stay with you if you're doing stuff, especially lying over stupid things like this. If you lie over little things, that means like everything that's going on, there's probably all kinds of lies you've told me that you've gotten away with. And I'm out. So you got to decide, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a better version of yourself, or you want to be a ratchet? Because you want to be a ratchet, I'll send you on down the road to the trailer park. It's harsh, but you might have to have that. Well, you're going to probably have to have that conversation, because it doesn't, at least as of right now, it doesn't look like she's going to change. So if you got a question or a challenge, you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.